Hi, I'm George Dowd from New Edge USA for MrTopStep.com from the floor of the CME Group. Today we're going to talk about some updated technical levels in the euro and dollar yen. But first let's start with the FOMC preview. We've got the statement tomorrow, October 24th, should be out at 2:15. It's a two-day meeting starting today. The last meeting was September 12th and 13th. And at that meeting, we got some additional quantitative easing, which was about $40 billion in MBS purchases monthly. So let's look at what's changed since then. On October 4th, we had those minutes released from the October 4th minutes. They showed discussion of two things. Number one, changes to a rules-based versus calendar-based forward guidance, and also the possible development of a single consensus economic forecast for the committee. So we could have some further development of that in the release of the statement tomorrow. We also had the Beige Book released in the intermeeting period. That's normally produced 2 weeks before the FOMC. For the 6-week period starting on September 28th, which is what they look at. In general, they thought that economic activity had generally expanded modestly since the last report. For me, that's really nothing earth-shattering. I'm not expecting a whole lot out of the statement that we're going to get tomorrow at 2:15. There's also going to be no additional FOMC projections, and there's going to be no press conference as well. I think the Fed's reluctant to do anything so close to the elections, and I also think these intermeeting developments are fairly insignificant, certainly not enough to warrant any kind of a change. But I do think we'll see some continued discussions of the technical communication policy points. As an update to the euro and to the dollar yen, let's start with the euro. So we've had a little rally in the euro. We got up and took out the 130.73 high, but we did not take out the 131.73 high. And so we talked about this kind of 131, 131.50 level as a good spot to maybe establish new shorts. And that had been with the caveat that we didn't take out 131.73, and that's been the case. So the euro chart to me now starts to look like a little bit of a double top. I think what you want to look for if you're bearish and you're putting shorts on here, these are great spots for location. I think you want to see some acceleration down through 128.03, which are the old sell-off lows, and then looking for an eventual move into year-end. Probably a 123, maybe a 122 target. 122 might be a little aggressive. I'd probably lighten up down around the 123 level. Dollar yen, sort of the same thing. We've had a nice little rally. We talked about being a better seller up around 79.50 to 80 the figure. It seems like it's a little bit of a range trade. We got up above 80 the figure briefly. I think the high print was 80.02 a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday. And I still sort of maintain that view that these are better levels to sell, that we're probably trading in a range of maybe 77-ish on the downside, 80-ish on the top side. So I think you want to trade against that 80.02 high. If you look back till May, we've only had 7 closes above 80 the figure in dollar yen. I think if we start to see 3, 4, 5 closes above 80, you have to reassess. But we're pretty close to this 80 level, and I think it's not a bad spot to put on some new shorts. That's it for today. I'm George Dowd from New Edge USA for MrTopStep.com from the floor of the CME Group.